Welcome into the Cactus Golf Podcast, episode number 71. This is post Waste Management Week episode. If you however you want to say that.
How are you feeling?
I'm fine.
You're good? Not hungover or anything? Wasted management?
Nope.
No,
All right, we're gonna reset. Just kidding. Restart. No. Yeah. So, yeah, post Waste Management Week, we got the a couple news and notes for sure. A little news and notes about waste management, and then we got the review of the Waste Management Open. We got the LIV Las Vegas review. We have the Genesis Invitational preview, and then some betting corner.
Yep.
Sound like a plan?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get after it. All right, so a little bit of news and notes we can touch on here. We didn't really have too much last week, but we had, the I guess big announcement, for TaylorMade and Tiger Woods, the Sunday Red. Got to get it right.
Yes.
We talked on it when it was kind of sort of first announced like a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Now it's like officially announced. So it's going to be, if you didn't see too much already, it's going to be an active premium lifestyle brand that is under the umbrella of TaylorMade, but is also completely separate. Is what they said, which didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like, I guess there's like a lot of brands that have like offshoot brands, but it's like framing it that way doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, at least. But so it's Woods' brand will be its own business unit with its own headquarters and designers and staffing. But I mean, those people are still employed by TaylorMade at the end of the day, in my opinion. Or not my opinion, but like the way I see it, they're still employed by TaylorMade. Like, it's still like TaylorMade,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but they're also saying it's always not TaylorMade, but like it is.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, kinda. They're yeah.
I mean, it's like, what are some examples? Like,
I've got a ton of them. I
right.
Think of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Like, what is like Johnson & Johnson? Has like just like 50 brands. Like.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What are your examples?
Well, I can just think of one.
You sound like I thought you were about to like say one.
Yeah, I got one. Yeah, here's an example. So Macy's owns Blue Mercury, and
Never heard of it.
It's like a cosmetic line.
Oh,
They sell like high-end cosmetics. There's a couple out here too, and they also own Bloomingdale's. So your Macy's employees, but really you're Bloomingdale's or Blue Mercury employees.
Right.
But your checks come from. Actually, I don't even know where their checks come from. I have no idea. I would assume it comes from whoever their company is. Doesn't say, or assume it wouldn't say Macy's on it. But yeah, that's an example.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, just the way they framed it, I thought was weird. Because like,
I didn't see how they framed it.
And I don't know why they're trying to frame it that way either. I don't know what the reasoning behind framing it that way is. I guess you could kind of equate it to like maybe like Nike and Jordan, because like Jordan's kind of sort of its own brand, but it's also Nike. So I guess you could maybe equate it that. I don't know exactly.
Yeah. I mean, Callaway owns Travis Mathew, but it's Travis Mathew, not Callaway.
Yeah, I just don't know why they're like trying to like. I don't know why they went out of their way to like say those.
What did they say? I didn't see that. I guess.
Well, they said it almost exactly like that. It was just the CEO of TaylorMade was sitting there. Did you see like the pictures and stuff on the stool? So it was like Tiger, the CEO of TaylorMade, and some like interviewer, like journalist or something like that.
Okay.
Was there like asking questions in front of the crowd. And I didn't like listen word for word, but they had this quote in an article I was reading. They're like, Woods' brand will be its own business unit with its own headquarters, designers, and staffing. And then they also had said there's no influence from TaylorMade on this brand. The brand stands alone. It will have its own identity. It just feels weird, like the way they said it.
But wasn't it TaylorMade that submitted the trademarks?
Right, exactly. So it's like, again, it's like under the umbrella, even though they're like saying it's not, but I don't know. It's weird.
It's very odd.
But I still don't like the logo. Logo's pretty...
It's ugly.
Yeah, I don't know. And also, like I mentioned, Sunday Red. Just clunky, weird. I don't know why. They could.
Why is there just not combined Sunday?
Well, even just Sunday would be better. But then also, like, even just Sunday Red, it's like pretty, like, I don't know. It's like bland and like, I don't know. I feel like they could just cut a lot better.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't. It is a little clunky. I get what you're saying. I mean, the logo's very. I wish they would have came out and said a little bit more about like some of the details of it.
Well, did you hear about like they had Tiger go on this like soliloquy about how his mother is what caused him to like start doing the red shirts and like the mentality behind it, be it, whatever, killer instinct and whatnot kind of thing. And so they kind of went on that, and that's kind of like, they didn't say that's why, but they had kind of like was hinting towards like that.
I mean, the logo's got, like, what I was going to is like the logo has 15 stripes on it. So for his 15 majors that he's won. So like that's unique. Like I appreciate that. Like I wish I would have known some of that stuff. Like, cause like to me it just looks like, I don't know.
Well, somebody was saying it looks like if you turn it like vertically, it looks like the vertebrae.
Yeah, it's like surgically, it's like infused vertebrae. Yeah, I don't.
And then
I don't
also
know.
like even going back to this Sunday Red, like the S, D, and R around the tiger is also really clunky.
Yeah,
it just looks like weird. It looks like something I would have made in like third grade art class or something. Like it just doesn't look great.
Giving yourself some good credit there.
I mean, not really.
No, like what I liked is like, have you Sunday golf bags?
Yeah.
So they have been really making some funny content about how many golf companies use the word Sunday in it.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a bit. So they created that, which I thought is hilarious.
What is bloody?
I guess there's like it's a drink, I think.
Bloody Sunday or something.
Yeah.
Bloody?
I think they might have, Bloody Sunday. I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, that's weird.
I guess it's not a drink. It's apparel, I guess. I don't know. But they've got a ton of different of Sundays, which I thought was pretty funny. But the logo does look like Slazenger.
I don't even. That's not where my mind goes. I mean, like I can see where you're going. That's not where my mind goes. It's just I don't know. For me, it just doesn't look great. And then like I was looking at. Did you see some of the material they had as far as shirts and polos and whatnot?
Material of them?
Like the products they had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like they had head covers and shoes and like.
Gloves.
I didn't think it looked bad on hats. The logo. And then, like, it also, like, I saw some where it was, like, embroidery, like, etching kind of thing, in the shirts. Mm-hmm. I didn't think that looked terrible, but it didn't have the SDR around it either. Mm. Like, I think they gotta dish the SDR around the tiger thing, because that just looks really weird.
The only one that I really liked, or I shouldn't say really liked, but I liked more than all of them, was the sweatshirt. The black sweatshirt that has the logo in, like, a darker gray, so it's, like, black on black. You didn't see that?
I don't think so. But they had some shoes that were like all black that were kind of But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the material's great. I can only imagine the material's going to be like really good. But I don't know. Yeah, the logo and branding just.
What it kind of reminded me of. This is what I was talking about. What it kind of reminded me of was like the material and like what they're kind of going after is PXG apparel is what it kind of reminded me of.
I don't think I've ever seen PXG apparel.
So it's kind of got those, for some reason I got this vibe where like PXG, like some of their polos are like zipped polos and like it's very fashionista type of material of polos. For some reason that's the feeling that I got from some of this stuff. Just like more fashionable golf apparel versus.
Well, it's not
like
golf
traditional.
really. Technically, golf apparel. They're saying it's a premium lifestyle brand, which I mean, I'm getting that vibe kind of. Again, my gripe's just with the logo and the branding.
Yeah, I just think like, I mean, obviously, like the page got over 100,000 followers overnight after they put it on Instagram. Surprising. No, it's not. So what I'm going there is like clearly people are gonna support it because it's Tiger Woods.
Well, I was also. Listen to something, and apparently that like the Tiger Woods brand at Nike, I mean, I think they separated it just because, I mean, they said that, Tiger and Nike kind of just ran their course. Well, yeah, but also I just don't think many people are buying Nike Tiger Woods stuff that much. I mean, do you own any Nike Tiger Woods stuff?
No. I mean, I don't really own anything.
And my buddy that's a big golfer that we've played with, he owns like the shoes, but I think those shoes are like kind of older. Like they're not like, it's not like he bought Nike Tiger Woods shoes like, last year or something. Like he's had them for a little bit. And so like, I just don't know how well that brand actually did, recently in the last like 5-10 years.
I don't know. I did just see like literally before we started saying that Tiger said he's done with the old logo. He's moving on.
He doesn't own it. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I personally like the old logo.
I do too. Yeah, the TW was good. It was kind of iconic too. I mean, he won. He did so much winning in that logo. Like it's kind of crazy,
It is. I don't know. I'm curious to see the price points on some of this when it comes.
Oh well, it's going to be expensive.
So again, it kind of just brings back into my thought process. Like, I don't know. I see PXG in some of this stuff. Like it's got like the weird material, like because like when I saw the picture of the polo, I'm trying to find like another like a mock up here that they put up there. Like the material to me seemed not like stretchy, but like performance material. It felt again like lifestyle material.
Yeah,
like
I'm trying to think of a
cottony.
brand that it didn't look. I saw some stuff. That you're talking about. I'm trying to equate it to a brand. It's not like a like sports brand or sports material or active material.
Like
it's not like
polyester
it's not
or
like
like
that.
spandex or any of
It's gosh, I can't think of anything I can quite equate it to. But it's definitely like I mean, lifestyle is the best way I can really describe it. It's not like an active wear.
correct.
But I mean, they said that's what they're going for. So
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, it definitely is what they're going after.
But that's like, I mean, I don't want to go too long on this, but yeah, that was
Like, look
just
at that material. It looks like more. I don't know. It's kind of
You
the right word for it, but like.
have you seen Uniqlo? So
It
a lot of
sounds
tennis
familiar.
players wear it. It's like UNIQLO.
It sounds familiar.
It's big in like overseas, but it's like I think Adam Scott might even wear it. I think Australian and whatnot.
Oh yeah, he does.
So Uniqlo is what I think something I'm kind of after looking at that picture is something I'm getting. It's more like it's like a, tennis players wear it. I wouldn't say it's like a tennis brand, but like they wear it for more like the sponsorship than kind of thing.
Yeah.
More so than like it's an active wear kind of thing.
For sure.
So that's kind of what I was kind of getting.
Yeah, they like this Uniqlo, whatever. It says Life Wear.
There you go. Yeah.
So it makes sense. Makes sense.
But yeah, so that's Sunday Red. I wouldn't mind buying something. I don't know, just to have it. I don't know. But well, the next thing I had was the WN Open. Not just the review, but the crowd is what I wanted to go after. So I wanted to go on some notes on the crowd. So drawing some negative attention is the crowd this year, and it's sparked some possible changes to the future tournament.
They kind of came out and said that there's gonna be changes.
Right, and I don't think it'll be too drastic, but I think they'll have some more checks and balances. So entries and the alcohol sales were suspended Saturday, partly to apparently what they said due to overcrowding and like tournament. That's what tournament planners said. I was there Saturday and I didn't. So we were like getting food in line, and then they sell like alcohol, at the line. So we were gonna get like a drink. And then they're like, "Oh no, can't sell anything." I'm like, "What? What do you mean? I see the bucket right there. Why can't?" Because it's not like they had like, like a big thing overhead that said, "Oh, no more alcohol sales." It was just the person, the cashier is like, "Oh, can't do it." I'm like, "What do you mean can't do it? I see it right here. What the heck?" And then I learned like later that day that they like suspended, alcohol sales and like entries apparently too.
Yeah, I saw on the Facebook group that I'm a part of for Arizona golfers, someone mentioned that, again, I think this is a grain of salt because this is what someone just posted, that they had suite tickets for 16 and they were coming later in the afternoon because they had plans or something in the morning, and they got turned away at the gate because they had a ticket. They just completely stopped.
You had suite tickets. I find that hard.
Well, they also said like again, yeah, I guess I take it with a grain of salt, but I was reading because they went on the officials from Waste Management, whoever does the planning and organization of this tournament. Yeah. They went on Golf Digest, a podcast on Monday, so 2 days ago, and pretty much said that they ended up having to turn away people that had tickets that they paid for at the gate. So whether, again, if you had a suite ticket or general admission or whatever, you paid for a ticket, some people were turned away,
right,
even though they had a paid ticket in their hand. I also heard this, and again, take this with a high grain of salt, that they stopped checking tickets in certain areas.
I think I heard that too. I mean, I know they checked my ticket both days I went. I heard that too. I forget where I heard that, but yeah, I heard.
Like, I heard it was more like when when you were actually in the event. Like if there's like the 1987, whatever the year that is. That's the like the little booth, and then they've got greenskeepers and all that stuff. I heard they stopped checking tickets there because
that's a wristband,
so crazy.
isn't it?
Yeah,
that's a wristband,
whatever. Yeah. So again, take it with a grain of salt. That's what
I will say. I had this in later in my notes, had a couple other things, but one of my notes also from being there was like ticket lines I mean, it took forever. I mean, also went through I went to like the busiest entrance, like where like everybody was entering, and it just took forever.
Really?
Like forever.
Yeah.
And I mean, I went a little later in the day. I think I got there. When did I meet you guys?
Was that Friday? So you got there around like.
Well, I met you at like 1 maybe.
I think it was around noon. Yeah, noon 1.
But I was like, I got on the shuttle probably before 12.
Yeah.
I mean, and like the shuttle, it is what it is. But like once you get off the shuttle, there's like that big, they have the fencing that kind of like guides you to where to go, right? Mm-hmm. But then they had the giant fake dumpster truck, trash truck that like was like on display, looks nice, pretty. It's like fake, and like blocked like 90% of like the walkway. It was like because it was like. I don't know if they just wanted us to like see their big logo, the WM logo.
I'm sure.
But it created this like funnel effect. Yeah. So you have this big crowd of people that's like, I don't know, 20 yards wide. Uh-huh. And then they have to like funnel into and like one, no, not even both. It was like one. So like It was almost like a 6-lane highway got squeezed to 1 lane for no reason. Then it expanded again after the truck. And it's like, why just put that off to the side so everybody can get through? Yeah. And then they have like 6 lanes of people checking the tickets, or 6 lanes of people doing the metal detectors first, right? Uh-huh. And then like it just takes forever. Like it's such a bottleneck. Yeah. Like they need to at least double like the metal detectors to get people in quicker, and then double the people checking tickets because it just takes forever, man. I mean, they know how many people are coming. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, it was quick. We were. There,
you guys got there earlier.
Not super early, but we were there earlier in the day, so it was super quick for us. The only the biggest pain was catching a shuttle back to the car.
Really? Yeah.
We were in line for almost an hour just waiting to get on a shuttle, and we were like parked in the B lot, so we're waiting for the B buses, and we kept seeing like. For every 1 B, we saw like I'm not lying, like 6 C buses.
I was in C,
which was to Westworld, I'm assuming, right?
Oh yeah.
So a much bigger parking lot than Salt River Field, but still. Then we heard that one of the B buses got into a car accident, and then someone made a comment, like someone was everyone's mad when they're waiting this long. Like you're testing people's patience at one point when you had so many people.
Plus, it was crappy weather. Yeah.
Yeah. So. You got people in a line waiting for a bus. It's not taking forever to come, and everyone's cutting each other because everyone has liquid courage. So like they're taking the chance of cutting people, and they don't really care. And so like someone was on the bus, and like there was a car accident with a bus driver. Another B bus got in a car accident, and this one lady's like, shouldn't they plan for stuff like that? And I'm like, lady, I don't really know if they're sitting there thinking like. Let's get another extra bus in case someone gets into a car accident. Well, the thing is, if
they had the extra bus, it would already be in circulation. It's 100%. Not like they're just not going to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
people just make me laugh when they have no idea like how all this goes. What I did like was I don't know if I liked, but it was funny. Was there was a guy selling Fireball and White Claws in the line before we went for shuttles. So like he just kept selling Fireball shooters. Yeah. And
on the way back,
White Claw, on the way back. Oh. People were buying them like crazy, dude. Like it was 100% illegal because like he just had it in like his cooler. And, like,
you can't do that.
No, oh god, no, you can't do that. They get the liquor license.
That's so smart though.
But yeah, he was selling them. I think he told and he was also selling water too, which water is smart. So he told one person, like we were listening to him. He's like, someone asked how much water was. He's like $5. And the guy was like, screw that. He goes, all right, $2. And then the guy bought it. And then the next person came, and they're like, he's like, how much is water? He's like, $5. He's like, okay. And they gave him $5. So I was like, this dude is hilarious.
You get a sign, it's $5, or if you're pissed off, too.
Yeah, exactly. So it was good. I mean, I did see the stats that since 2022 through this past Waste Management, their number of arrests, I mean, everything went up from calls.
Well, I think this year was like a record.
Yeah, to ejections to trespassing.
Yeah, I heard.
Like it all went up. Like more than doubled for a lot of these. Like arrests in 2020 were 0, and last year was 18, and then last week was 54 people got arrested.
Wow.
So I mean, it's just. I don't know. I mean, they definitely need to do something. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know.
The thing is, they can't mess with like the integrity of the tournament as far as like the craziness too much.
Correct. Like,
it still needs to be like a super exciting, like fun,
absolutely
people's tournament.
Absolutely. And like, here's my and I don't want to sound like a I don't know. People can think of this different ways. Like, here's my thought process on it. Is like, it's got to be known for the craziness still and the fun. Like it's a good time. It's a really, really good time at that tournament, and it's so different and unique than every other tournament. So it cannot lose that integrity, but it's got to figure out how to contain it in a better way. Like I don't know if it's more security enforcing, because like I mean we saw like the videos of Billy Horschel and Zach Johnson, Jordan Spieth all getting into argument with fans. Like that's like that makes me a little nervous, because a lot of those people are starting to threaten that they're not going to come back next year. And like Tiger Woods, the last year he played the Waste Management, a fan threw an orange at him and it hit him, and that was the last year he never came back. So like I feel like the younger popular players, they'll probably continue playing it because they're younger, they're more into it. They're not really sick of it. Like they'll play into it a little bit more. Like it's fine. But I feel like some of these older, well-established, bigger names eventually are going to be like, I'm done with this time.
Well, I think they're also going to make the changes, and I don't know what they are going to be exactly. I think it probably more security, I guess, maybe. Then also you have to like put it like an emphasis on like the bartenders of like, like, hey, like you're obviously belligerent. Like we're not gonna keep selling you alcohol or something like that.
There was a guy, many people that we saw on Friday walking around with cases of alcohol. They were selling them cases.
I don't remember seeing that.
People were literally walking around with cases.
Sure, it wasn't one of the guys selling it.
No, I'm positive. I'm positive because people kept asking him like, "Where are you getting this?" Like, "Oh, you sold it to me." They were selling them cases of it.
Well, I mean, they're just asking for it if they're doing that. What the heck?
Exactly. Like, and there wasn't a lot of people, but like, there was a decent amount of people that we saw like literally just carrying cases of alcohol, like, which is crazy. But then like my dad went to buy alcohol, but he can only buy 2 at a time. So I don't know if some people were just being more lenient than others, and some people actually were enforcing stuff. I mean, they got to figure it out. Again, I don't know. You got to keep the fun on 16 still. Like it's such a crazy. Like, the golfers go into that hole knowing already.
Well, also I don't think any of like the drama came from 16, right? It was
had that one lady on Friday that fell from the rafters.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, one lady fell from the rafters on Friday and suffered non-life-threatening injuries, but she was good. But like the PGA put out a statement. I want to say it was Friday. Because she fell out of the freaking rafters on 16. There was a person that ran onto 16 while they were kind of like in between like round 3 and round 4, I think, or round 2 and round 3, whatever, and ran in there, jumped headfirst into the sand pit, started doing snow angels. Right. I did see that. And then he kind of ran away. I don't know if they ever got him. But it also didn't help the weather how muddy it was.
Right. So that's what my thing I had noted here is like. I was there Saturday and it was really bad.
Yeah.
Because, it'd already been walked through a lot. We were there. We saw plenty on Friday, but it was, like, really, really bad on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And especially with, like, more crowds, so the, mud just gets even worse. But then also you're trying to stay out of the grass, so you're going towards, like, the path.
Yeah.
The path that you walk on, the concrete path.
Cart path.
And so then that's just even more overcrowded there. So it's like everybody's, it's just... More tensions are being built up because you're bumping into people.
Well, there was fights.
Right.
Did you see the videos of them?
Yeah.
There was like legit fist fight. That's the first year I've seen.
I don't remember seeing fights.
I don't remember.
And I saw like people. I've seen videos of more, but I personally saw one dude, literally like almost on his deathbed. Not really, but like this guy was like literally couldn't stand up straight.
Yeah.
Ended up seeing a video. It made it on Instagram of the guy that I saw. Like right before we saw him, and he was like literally stumbling, just zombie mode.
Yeah.
And he fell down like a little ravine, like almost caught himself, but you could tell he wasn't gonna catch himself.
Yeah.
Like, this guy was just black.
Yeah.
Out.
He had no idea.
And he had nobody around him. He had no idea. His phone was broke. So me and my buddy helped him up out of the mud and stuff.
Yeah.
Phone was broke.
Jeez.
There was like a volunteer there, and they're like, "Hey man, can you like help this guy?" And he had no interest in it, honestly. Yeah. And he was like looking at because it was right in front of the tee box of 2. Where it lines his houses,
Yep.
Or 2 or 3.
Which
the
one?
par 5. It's a par 5, so it's 3.
Yeah.
It's 3. It was par 5. The tee box right there. And I think he was worried about what was happening on the tee box, but also like, look, man, you just got to call the people like get this guy. You don't have to like. He was like not even like looking at us. I'm like, come on, man, like this guy's like dying here.
Yeah, they got to figure out. Like someone made a suggestion. Again, I don't know how do you make this a little bit more less crazy. like, and again, like, I should say less crazy, but like safer, I guess. This is the right way to say it. Like, someone made a suggestion. I saw a comment of like, don't start selling alcohol till a certain point in the day, like whatever time that is. Someone made that suggestion. Someone made a suggestion of limiting the number of tickets or increasing ticket prices. So like, you start having people like, because majority of the time, the people that are like getting blackout drunk like that really aren't there for the golf, obviously. Like, they're there to have a good time and to drink and be with their friend, which is fine. Like, I'm not saying that people shouldn't do that, but like, you know, at the same time too, I think this is what Billy Horschel said, like, this is their job too at the same time. Like, they've got to be able to play. Like, they're playing for probably more money than any of these fans are making, probably, majority of them. So like, you got to also have to be respectful when you're supposed to be respectful, but like, it's such a fine balance between all of it. It really
it's also
is.
like more of like, I guess it's more of like a, for some of it, the 16 thing where those people are doing that, that's like a little different. But if you're like out on the course where I think Spieth had somebody yell on his backswing. On
18.
Yeah, so that's more, I think, probably a little bit of drunk, thing going on. But then also it's like education thing where it's like, look, if you've never been to golf, like, you gotta be respectful. Like, these people, like, this is legit. Yeah. This isn't some like exhibition, like.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, again, it's just like, it's people that have liquid courage. That's why they're yelling. Like, if they were completely sober, no, I guarantee probably no one would say a word to any of those.
It probably isn't like the best thing to say, but I mean, most of the volunteers are also pretty elderly, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it probably would help to have some, like, more, like, people that are prepared to, like, like security, kind of, like, ready to, like, shut that stuff down rather than just putting a quiet please sign up.
Yeah.
That would probably
But
help.
some of those elderly people, man, they have no problem saying anything back, though, too.
Yeah.
Like, they're ballsy. They'll fire it right back at you. Like, they'll stare you in your soul and be like, hey, you gotta shut up. Like, they'll get into you. But like, security presence, like, they definitely have to do a better job of, like, listen, like,
the quiet please works when you're at Riviera. The quiet please doesn't quite work when you're at Scottsdale.
Yeah. Someone made a comment of like, I would hate to have this job or whatever, and it was the person on 16 who has a quiet please signs, because like, clearly, like, it ain't really what that is. But I don't know, we could talk forever about this.
Yeah, that was I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. We'll see. I don't think they'll change too much, but just some small tweaks, because they want to keep the players coming. Like you said, we don't want to lose a lot of the top names, but also can't have what happened this year keep happening. But let's go to the review, the actual golf review here of the WM Open. So we had Nick Taylor gets his revenge from last year in the playoff over Charlie Hoffman. He was down 3 shots with 4 holes left. So really came storming back. He made an 11-foot putt on 18 to force a playoff. He birdied to win the tournament. He birdied 18 3 times in a row.
Yeah, he sure as heck did.
Birdied it to force the playoff, and then birdied it twice. Once to tie, and once to win.
That's right, because Charlie Hoffman on the first playoff, I think he putted first and made his birdie putt, and then it was the opposite on the second playoff hole. It was a good comeback performance by Nick Taylor. Honestly, I was kind of cheering for Charlie Hoffman a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't really have too much, dog in the fight, but it would have been cool to see Hoffman win.
Yeah, I think it was like they said, it was 2,000 plus days since his last victory, and he's sponsored by Waste Management too. That's a cool thing to possibly happen, is to win your sponsor's event. And we've seen Nick Taylor win already just this past season. So I don't know. It would have been nice to see someone.
Yeah, that was my other note. Nick Taylor, notably won that Canadian Open last year on a 72-foot putt on the 4th playoff hole in that one over.
Was it the eagle putt too?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember if it was the eagle putt or not.
But yeah, that was on the 4th playoff hole there. So Nick Taylor dominating the playoffs here lately. Yeah. Running out the rest of the top 10 here, we had you said Charlie Hoffman second. Tied third, we have Sam Burns and Scotty Scheffler. Solo fifth, we had Sahith Theegala. T6, we had Jordan Spieth, Maverick McNeely. T8, we had Adam Scott, Kurt Kitayama, Cameron Young, and Andrew Novak. Some other notables I had here: JT finished T12, Matt Fitzpatrick T15, Wyndham Clark, last week's winner, T41, Max Homa and Ricky Fowler were 2 big ones that missed the cut.
Couple different things. Kurt Kitayama is really short, really short. I mean, I knew he was short, but like walking by, I was like, dude, that dude is really short. But like he absolutely smokes the ball though too. So he was out driving everyone in his group. So it was cool to see. We saw like, did you see any players that like got really close to it all when you were there?
I don't think so. We've been there, so it's like I've like been there, like around the guys before, so nothing like sticks out as far as like, oh wow, that was like so much like closer, cooler than I've ever had. But like,
we were walking away from getting food and drinks, and right by the right where they could walk from the putting green to the driving range, and they cut it off, and it walks past Adam Scott and then JT, like literally like touch distance. So it's pretty cool to see. And then trying to think of someone else who we saw really close. But I think that was the only two that we saw. Like we're like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Like that's actually a little closer than I thought. What I did want to say though is Thigala made me real mad. Scotty Scheffler absolutely sucks at putting. Did you watch the?
Well, the thing is, he's actually like pretty good at putting from like long distance. But his like 4 to like 8 feet is just atrocious.
Dude, it's like I was just sitting there watching on Sunday from home, and I was like mouth dropped because like he was part of my triple chance or double chance, whatever I had last week, and like I was just getting mad. I'm like, you are a professional #1 world ranked golfer, and you are missing these putts, dude. I don't know. It was driving me crazy watching him. So.
Yeah. So Scotty still got to get it figured out. But like I said, I think I saw that he's like top 40 from like 20 feet plus putting. Within like 4 to 8 or 4 to 10 or something, he's like like dead last. Like just terrible. It's crazy. He still finishes as high as he does. I mean, that just goes to show.
Can you imagine how
maybe his ball striking should be worse, so he puts from further away. He gets like 150 yards out, puts it 25 feet, and that's like his weakness right there. He's loosening it up a little bit, maybe a little worse on his approach.
What I did want to say too was like what was cool to see was Charlie Hoffman held the record for the longest drive all tournament. It was like 340 some yards, I want to say, and it was on his 18th hole on Sunday, where he absolutely just piped the ball. Like, I mean, just bombed. It took a crazy bounce too, which helped him out. But like, it's cool to see like under all that pressure, you're in the lead. You got to contain it. Just hit a ball in the fairway.
That's like adrenaline right there.
Yeah, and he just absolutely bombed his tee shot. So it was cool to see that. I got nothing else. I don't really know what else you want to talk about here with waste management. I got 2 truths and a lie, obviously. So Nick Taylor, 2 truths and a lie. Here we go. He splits his time between Canada and Scottsdale, Arizona. He uses a Titleist ball. He has earned over $30 million on the tour. Where is the lie?
That's a tough one. Let's see. Canada and Scottsdale. Titleist, 30 million. I feel like the numbers always surprise me with those numbers. How much career earnings? I think he's not young. He's been around for a minute, I think. I don't remember his exact age, but I think he's been around for a minute. RBC Canadian, that wasn't a signature event last year, I don't think.
I don't remember.
I don't think it was.
Think so.
So that would have been a nice chunk. But it was probably on like 1.5 or so. This was probably 1.5. Probably got about 1 last year, so it's like 3 right there. Or I guess almost 4 probably. Yeah, about 4. I'm going to say first one's the lie.
No, sir. The last one was a lie.
Oh, shoot.
He has only earned $16 million on the tour.
Okay. I feel like this always surprised me, so that's why I was kind of leaning into that.
Yeah. So he does split his time between Canada and Scottsdale. He uses a Titleist ball. And fun fact, Titleist, this is such a baller move on them. They have every person who has won so far this season uses Titleist balls. So they're 6 for 6 right now in victories.
That's also like a big chunk of the field, though, right?
For sure. I mean, it's just how baller they are. Like they're literally number 1 ball in golf. Like they keep the chain going of like They've got their Titleist number 1, and then now they're at number 6. So like in a row, they have them all lined up. So every time they get someone that wins again, then whatever number tournament that is, they'll be adding on to the next one. So it'd be cool to see. It's just a baller move, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like I feel like I wonder what the streak is, like the most wins by a singular like ball or something like that.
I would assume it's Titleist.
I would assume, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause never mind. I was gonna say like what ball did Tiger use? Back in his day when he was winning like 6 in a year.
Well, he used Nike
ball.
Yes.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then he switched to Bridgestone after they stopped making their balls.
That's right.
I don't think he ever used Titleist. Maybe like early in his career. I don't know. I have no idea.
That's more impressive that he went with a Nike ball.
Honestly.
All right, let's get to the LIV Las Vegas review. So Dustin Johnson gets his first win of the 2023 season. So he becomes the first player in LIV's history to win each of the first 3 years. You get a win in each of the first 3 seasons. So I guess if you didn't win the first one, you can't do it at all. But so the only, I guess I should say the only, not the first, the only player to win in all 3 seasons.
Yep.
He narrowly beats out Taylor Gooch and Peter Uihlein. And then we had Brooks Koepka's Smash GC get their team victory. So Koepka, now that's his 5th trophy of any kind. So either personal, individual, or team since joining LIV. His teammate, Taylor Gooch, his new teammate, Taylor Gooch, became the first player to win trophies with 3 different teams.
Oh.
Yeah, so you remember his first season, he was on 4 Aces. And then last year, Range Goats, and now this year, Smash.
I don't remember him being on the 4 Aces.
I didn't until, I saw it. It didn't click until I saw, oh, yeah, that's right. Because I remembered it after that.
Yeah. I obviously remember the Range Goats. So that was last season. I don't remember too much of him being on the 4 Aces. Because Patrick Reed... Was it Patrick Reed, DJ, him, and...
It was Reed, DJ, Perez, right? And then, Uihlein, I want to say.
Yeah, that was last year.
That was last year.
Yeah.
First year, I think it was...
Maybe Uihlein wasn't on it.
Uihlein or Perez. I think Perez might have been the first year, maybe.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't really remember, to be honest.
But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. That's what I had for the highlights. I got the top 10, unless you want to hit something before that.
No, go ahead and hit the top 10.
Yeah, so the rest of the top 10 here, I mentioned Gooch and Uihlein were T2. We had solo 4th, Matthew Wolff. There you go. Matthew Wolff, solo 4th. T5, we had Graham McDowell and Paul Casey. And then also Jason Kokrak. Solo 8th, we had John Rahm. T9, we had Sebastian Munoz, Adrian Moronk, and Bryson DeChambeau. Some other notables, here were Brooks Koepka and Tyrrell Hatton T12, Cam Smith T15, Phil Mickelson slightly improved from last week I should say, at T30, and also Joaquin Niemann, last week's winner, was T30, and then Patrick Reed T40.
I did want to talk about a couple things here. First one was LIV was trying. Number one, I guess 3 things now. LIV did play Wednesday or Thursday through Saturday. So we talked about that on last week's episode. We weren't sure, but they did. So they took our advice.
Yeah, they listened.
Yeah. They listened. They tuned into the podcast and they made adjustments. Second thing I wanted to add was they were really trying hard to hype up their party hole this week. Which it was nice, but you cannot try and hype up your party hole on the same week as Waste Management.
Well, in Las Vegas, it shouldn't be hard though, but the thing is, I imagine the crowd there is a little more proper than the crowd here in Scottsdale. It's not just a bunch of drunk hooligans. It's I
think that's Vegas, though, isn't it?
Not for Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
I don't know.
That's my gripe with the Super Bowl is I wouldn't. I would obviously go to the Super Bowl,
I know you're gonna say this.
But it's so expensive that it's not just average Joes going.
Did they say some of the players say they don't enjoy playing?
It was a couple years ago. They just the environment's not as rowdy. It's not as loud, and obviously it's not a home crowd for either team, so it's kind of split. So that maybe hurts it a little bit too. But yeah, it's all these rich, people that are kind of just there for the experience to say they went, not just because they're really a fan
shooting there for their team. Yeah. And the last thing I wanted to say was we did see Tommy Fleetwood at LIV this week. Did you see that?
No.
He was in attendance. He was in the
crowd.
He was in their on their party hole at LIV Las Vegas.
I wonder who he was there for. Hatton, maybe.
He
probably a few guys.
It did say that he was there to see his some of his teammates from Team Europe that he hasn't seen. And then his coach also is based out of Vegas. So, Butch Harmon. So that's the reason why apparently he was there. But that's suspicious.
I don't know about
suspicious.
That. They're just they're breaking down the walls. They're coming together.
They can just that random that floater that flies around with Liv. Drop that one. And,
I think he'd find a team. I don't think he'd have to be a floater.
Yeah.
Well, he can't win on the PGA, so maybe he can win on LIV. So there you go.
Legion 13. That'd be a stacked team.
That'd be a stacked team, yeah. That's like the thing. They changed the format. Did you see a team format? So it used to be that only the top 3 scorers on Sunday counted towards the team score. This year was all, year's all 4 on Sunday. So that's like a thing. I think like Smash is kind of loaded now, like with the change. They were like in good position with just their 4 and 3 counting on Sunday, with Brooks, Gooch, Uline, and then is it still Reed? Reed.
No, Reed.
Oh, that's Aces. Sorry,
I forget who's on Smash, man. It's Brooks.
It's a good team. Oh my gosh, it's I just saw this the other day. So bad. Graham McDowell, yeah, because he's a former major winner.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's Gooch, Uline, McDowell, and Brooks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And no, Jason Kokrak.
Oh, Brooks, Gooch, McDowell, Kokrak.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good team. I mean, McDowell, former major winner. You got Gooch, last year's individual winner. Obviously, Brooks. So, yeah, I mean, solid team. So, I think with all 4 of those scoring, I think that gives them an advantage over some of those teams that have not as much depth.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and we can get to the 2 truths here for Dustin Johnson.
Okay.
So we're going to hide the screen here.
Go ahead. I didn't
Put the privacy screen on.
Privacy.
All right. So 2 truths for Dustin Johnson, 1 lie. So first selection here. He has won a tournament in every season he has been a pro.
Pro in the PGA?
Just like since he turned pro.
Okay.
He turned pro.
Okay.
His mother's name is Candy. And the last one is he set the Masters tournament record of 20 under when he won in 2020.
Okay. All right. So 2019 was Tiger. 2020 was DJ, if I'm not mistaken. His mom named Candy. I have no clue. I have no idea. I was really hoping you were going to get into like some Gretzky stuff in there, because that's obviously his wife. But what was the first one again? He's won a tournament every year that he has been a pro.
He's been pro. We need the Jeopardy music. Is it? Is that Jeopardy?
Yeah, that's Jeopardy. You're right. So I'm gonna say number 2 is gonna be true, just because I don't really know. I have no clue. I'll say 20 under in 20. Well, so that was the year that the Masters got delayed to a fall Masters. So I'm going to go with the third one as a lie.
That is true.
Okay.
That was true, yeah. So the first one, he's won a tournament in 15 of his 16 pro seasons. Wow. One off. He did set the...
What year was his... What year did he not?
I didn't see which year it was. Okay. I was looking at some of the stats he had. He set the Masters tournament record of 20 under when he won in 2020, and that was the fall Masters that year. And if you remember, the course was just a completely different course.
Yes.
It's normally in April, and then it was in November, I believe, that year in November. Yeah. And I remember watching the grass. I'm pretty sure they had just paint the grass because it was the really dark,
brown.
Yeah.
And they ended up painting it. So people
painted the entire course. Like some courses paint just in general.
Yeah.
Like some spots, but I think they had to paint the entire thing.
Yeah. Like the golfers were showing their clubs and their shoes afterwards, and it was just green.
Yep.
So
that was, and his mother's name is Candy, spelled a little weird.
I was looking at that. I really hoping it was spelled C-A-N-D-Y, but that's all right.
Spelled a little odd.
Candy Johnson.
I feel like if I would have said spelled differently, it would have like tipped it off that was definitely true. But so I kind of like didn't just kind of left that out. So
all right, that's fair.
All right, so let's
over that this time.
All right, so let's go to the Genesis Invitational preview. So we have defending champion John Rahm, so he will not be there. And so I had some interesting notes here on this. I was looking at the previous winners. So the last 2 winners of this event are both on LIV, Rahm and then Neiman in 2022.
Okay.
Then also, in the last 10 years, more current LIV players have won this event than current PGA players. So you had Rahm and Neiman the last 2 years, and then back from 2016 to 2018. You had Bubba win it in 2016, DJ win in 2017, and then Bubba again in 2018. So I guess not. I guess in the last 10 years it's been split. So 5 lives, and then 5 PGAs. I thought that was kind of odd that many players. That's kind of like a weird anomaly. Yeah. Or maybe the person that wins this is going to go to LIV next year. I don't know.
It's going to be
Rory better not win.
Tommy Fleetwood.
Tommy Fleetwood. There you go. So watch out. Winner here might be coming to the Legion 13 near you. But yeah, this tournament is played at Riviera Country Club in the Pacific Palisades in California. Par 71, 7,322 yards. This is the final stop of the West Coast Swing in Riviera. This is the 3rd signature event of the season. Did you see the format?
No.
Odd format. So 70 players, shorter again. Watch out, LIV. 70 player field, but there is a cut, kinda. So top 50 in ties. And anyone within 10 shots of the lead. So
I am really happy with the bet that I just placed then. There was an odds boost for Tiger to make the cut.
Okay.
They changed it to plus 130.
Yeah.
So I maxed out that bet.
Really? Yeah. So I don't know how many people are even going to miss the cut at all. There might be like just a couple.
If it's Tiger, I'd be so pissed.
There might just be a couple of guys that miss the cut. I don't know.
Wow.
Like it won't be that many. So yeah, it's going to be interesting how that'll work. But yeah, there might only be a handful. It might be 0. I don't know.
Within 10 strokes of the leader?
Right.
Yeah, it might be a few.
I bet it's less than like 15 for sure. Less than 15 for sure.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I don't know if they did that just because they want Tiger around for the weekend. Maybe like make sure it happens. I don't know. I guess I could see that. I don't know how they decide.
This cut is sponsored by Sunday Red.
Sunday Red. So we've had all these long shots winners so far, and it continued this week with Nick Taylor. We've mentioned it every week. We've had one. Yep. A lot of long shots. And they earned their way into this event by winning. So we got Dunlap, we got Grayson Murray, who was it? Chris Kirkright won. We've had all those long shot winners, and they earned their way into the event. So yeah,
good for them.
Yeah, and so
I think it ends here.
Yeah, I that's what I for one I have 2 trends. I'm betting against the long shots winning, and I'm also betting on JT getting a win.
Okay,
that's my 2 trends that I'm hammering. So
I got JT in the picks, but I'm going Cantlay as my outright. This week. He hasn't done much this season. He finished solo 3rd here last year. In his last finish, he finished T11 at AT&T Pebble Beach 54-hole event. So he might have finished even better if
maybe worse. Who knows? Maybe the exact same.
Could be. Could be if there was a Sunday. So he obviously did not play the Waste Management last week, so had a little time to rest and recoup, and is now playing for that big purse this week. So
yeah, I'm going back to the JT. He finished really well this week.
He did. Didn't you say you're going JT until he wins?
That's like the saying. I didn't pick him. This will be my 3rd out of the last 4 weeks that I picked him.
Got it.
And he's played well. Yeah, he's always right there.
Yeah, he's had a good year so far.
He's going against the trend that I have for my betting corner picks. I have a little trend I'll mention later, but yeah, he's going against that. But I mean, man, he had an ace today on the practice round. Do you see that?
No.
He had an ace in the practice round today at Riviera, and then the person that was like following his group asked him, "Hey JT, how many aces is that?" And he's like, 25-ish.
Jesus.
Could you imagine just like having so many you lose track? I mean, you lose track, you know? Like, that's crazy.
25-ish.
Something like that. I lost count after 18,
oh,
you know?
Oh, my God.
That's so crazy. But yeah,
I don't think I've had 25 scare the hole moments.
Yeah, right. Not even close.
No. This past week I chipped in from like 30, 40 yards out. That felt pretty cool. But to have 25-ish hole-in-ones, my God. Stupid. Jesus Christ.
So I'm going back to the well on JT. He's got it figured out. It's just a matter of time, like I keep saying, until he gets one, and I don't want to miss it. So we're going back to it.
Fair enough.
All right, you want to get to betting corner?
Let's rock and roll with it. So it was a bad week. Our picks were wasted this past week.
We're gonna have to make some changes for next year, like the Thunderbirds are gonna have.
Yes, we're gonna have to make some more strategic decisions. But anyways, so we both went 0 for last week. So scorecard is store standings, whatever you want to call them, is I'm minus 140. You're minus 713.
Yeah, the thing is, when I win, I don't win enough. I win like 13.
Yeah.
Units. So it's just not enough to keep it afloat. So I changed the strategy a little this week.
Going big,
a little bit. I almost went with like a strategy of like only doing like 2 picks.
Yeah.
And just going like super like more favorable, but going heavier. I'm like I still don't like that, but I kind of sort of split the middle on those two strategies.
100 units on Tiger to make the cut at plus.
Well, I should have just done 100 on Scotty top 10, but also shit the bed putting because that's a lock.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, how many picks do you have?
5. Yeah.
I do too.
I was really thinking about when I went into like going to make my picks. I was like, I might just do 2 or 3. Then I like doing it. I'm like, I gotta do something else.
Yeah,
so
it's good to mix it up a little
I'll
bit.
start here. I did go a little different though. I did get some heavier bets in. I'm gonna start with the first one. In my trend, so this guy he opted out last week. He didn't play.
Okay.
Victor Hovland won first round leader. Plus 2,200, 7.5 units. So I like the guys that didn't have to go through all the turmoil last week. What?
7.5 units. Those kill me.
That's what you got left.
Those kill me, man.
I guess I can go 8 and 7
it doesn't
if I
matter.
wanted to. But 7.5. So we're going. Actually, it would make more sense because my next one kind of evened them out. But whatever. I already made it. So I like the players that didn't have to go through all the BS last week. They had some time to kind of rest. They didn't have to go like the mental hurdle of. I mean, some guys played I think like almost 30 holes in some days last week because of all the delays and you got the crowd. The weather, everything. So I think people that just didn't have to deal with that, I like.
That's a fair statement.
I'm going with those guys this week. So that's my first one though. Victor Hovland, first round leader. He didn't have a super great outing a couple weeks ago. I think that's part of the reason he took it off because he said in an interview somewhere that he fixes his swing in practice, not in tournaments. So I think that's what which I guess kind of makes sense, but yeah. To a certain extent.
I would like to do the same. I would like to make a swing adjustment while I'm on the course. That's scary.
But yeah, so that's what I'm going here. So I'm starting my trend off with this week for Victor Hovland, first round leader, 2,200, 7.5.
I like that. My first pick is I'm going to start from the top, work my way on down. So top 20, Brian Harman. Top 20 finish, plus 260, 28 units. He's already finished top 20 twice this season so far. So I just need him to do it again this week. So I like the little lefty.
He's a little lefty, is right?
Yes, he is.
He's got to be shorter than Kurt Kitayama, right?
Oh God, dude, Kitayama is like as tall as like that stand right there, dude. Dude, it's so small.
No way, Brian Harman's so short.
They're both pretty short. I'll look it up. I'll see how tall they are.
All right. Well, my next one, I'm going again. Another player that didn't play this past week, Rory McIlroy, first round leader again. Plus 1,800, 7.5 units again. So, again, player that didn't play this past week. It's a little longer of a course, and I like, again, Hovland and Rory are kind of longer off the tee. That's also something that's going to factor into my next couple picks as well. So, I like Rory. He hasn't really made much of a statement. Again, same as Hovland a couple weeks ago at, what was the signature the Pebble Beach, a couple weeks. He did not play well at all. I mean, he was closer to dead last than he was at the top of the leaderboard. So I think I bounced back there as well. Week off, didn't have to deal with the BS here. So I like that.
They're both 5'7", by the way.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's about the same height.
Kitayama's a little thicker. I think,
they're the same height as you.
Yeah, right.
So next one is let's go ahead and move on here. I've got Mr. Shaky Hands again. Didn't play last week, so I'm doing Will Zalatoris, top 10, plus 450, 19 units. He's finished fourth here last year. So it was actually 3 weeks ago where he last played at the Farmers Insurance, and I did not pick him that week. What did I do? I had him at top 10, and he just barely missed. He was like T11 or T13 or something. He was close. So had some weeks off. Like I said, didn't play at AT&T, didn't play Waste Management. Now he's back.
Okay.
I
think he's getting close to getting back in my card here. I still kind of want to see a little more. He did play decent. He started off real shaky, but he's gotten, no pun intended, but he's gotten a little better. But okay, my next one, I'm going again. A player that didn't play this past week. Another player that's pretty long off the tee. Tony Finau. This is where I'm getting heavier here. So Tony Finau, top 10. It's only plus 275. I'm going 30 units. So I'm going a little heavier. I typically stick at the 25, 20. I'm going 30 units heavier on that one. Player, again, longer course. Good fit there. I think he's going to be able to take advantage of his distance off the tee. And again, he's just one of the top players in the field. And we haven't seen him win in a while.
What's interesting is Tony I think he lives out here part-time. I think they had a charity event for him during Waste Management, not for him, his charity event during Waste Management Week, and he was out here for it. So I was interested to see that he was doing those events, but not actually playing in the tournament. So
he wasn't in Vegas?
No, he was not in Vegas. He was not. All right, my third pick, I have Ludwig Aubert, top 5, plus 450, 14 units. Just 2 weeks ago, he finished second at AT&T Pebble Beach, another signature event we kind of were talking about before. He was winning early on and doing very well early on when he started late last season, technically. We talked about earlier, we wanted to see if he was going to be playing well with the big guys in signature events. And I would say that a second place finish, even after 54 holes at the AT&T Pebble Beach, probably shows that he can do it. So
sure,
I'm going top 5 with him here. I'm guessing I think you have him in your pick.
So my next one, is Aubert. I got top 10, though, and it's at plus 240 units. So pretty heavy on that one. Again, I think it's a good course fit. I think he likes the limelight. I know he's kind of struggled here to start the season, but I think he showed pretty well at the
Pebble Beach.
Pebble Beach as well, but also I was thinking Ryder Cup in front of big names and crowd. Got it. So I think that's where I was going with that at least. But yeah, he played well at Pebble Beach, but got off to a somewhat rocky start. But like you said, got it figured out maybe at the Pebble Beach there in some less than stellar conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Good course fit. Again, like I said, long off the tee. I like all 4 of those picks to kind of be good in this course since it's longer. Yeah, let's go with Aubert top 10. Let's see if we can middle that. Let's see. I need like a set. A 6 through 10 to cut you out and get me in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck.
Thanks.
Fourth pick.
I need it.
Yep. Fourth pick is I'm going your man. I'm going JT. Top 5 plus 360, 22 units on JT there. Let's listen to JT's start so far this season. T3, T6, T12 last week. So I think if he wins, that's fine. I'll get him with a top 5 anyway. So
I wonder. I feel like that could be a bet. Like top 5 but not a win. I mean, that would be a Fleetwood lock right there for majors. That's the Fleetwood right there.
That's the Fleetwood
top 5
parlay.
but no win.
That's the Fleetwood parlay. That's the Fleetwood special.
That'd be interesting. I wonder what the odds would be on that.
That's funny.
Yeah. So my next one here. I'm going my last one. I guess I should say. I want double chance. I'm getting JT sprinkled in there still, but I'm going double instead. I need to get on the board. Get something here to get in the right direction. I'm going Jordan Spieth as well outright. So that's going against my trend of players that didn't play last week. But Spieth played really well last week still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And JT didn't play too bad either. And he's, again, like you mentioned, just had some great finishes recently. So I'm going those two, JT and Spieth outright. One of those two, double chance, plus 1,100, 15 units.
I like it. I'm on Instagram right now. And because someone just talked about Sunday red is, and it was a blank, so it's fill in the blank. Like, how is it? And someone said, nice putt her. Good luck in the tournament. mint. They just keep splitting it up.
Don't get it.
I don't get it either. All right, my last pick is a triple chance. Hovland, Cantlay, Finau, plus 517 units. Obviously, I said Cantlay is where my money's riding on, but picking up Hovland and Finau in the mix too is going to help, which is like some of your picks in there as well too. So we had a little crossover this week, which is fine.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, I got Finau 10, Hovland first round leader. Yeah, so I didn't mention this at the top, but again, 2 weeks ago where it got cut short, I had 3 picks like within one either place or one stroke from hitting.
Yeah.
And then this week, Spieth was T6. I had him top 5.
That's a tough one.
Just not good.
The only thing that was really close for me last week was my triple chance, I think. Yeah. Scotty. I also had Thigala in the mix too.
I thought you had Thigala. That's why I was worried. I saw him top 5. I'm like, oh, dang.
He was the early leader for a while, and then he started falling apart again, and I don't know. That was tough to watch him. I don't know. For some reason, when I watched Thigala, I was listening to an interview or I read something about him where like him in college, he used to shank the ball on the range on purpose to get people's heads. Because like he would shank and then someone would be like, oh, that was someone just shanked the ball, that's gotta suck. And then next thing you know, they're thinking about shanking the ball and then they shank it, and it's like shanking a ball is such a mental mess up. It is so crazy.
Rom shanked this week?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So yeah, every time I see him stand over the ball now, that's for some reason that all comes to my mind. It's like, what if he shanks this ball?
That's like the worst thing to have in your head, at least for me.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
You're like thinking about shank, even if you haven't done it in forever, you're like, ah.
Dude, I'm just playing this past week with my dad and my uncle. I shanked a couple shots, like more than I wanted to, because I kept thinking
like
about
Hazel it.
Yeah. I mean, straight right, dude.
I haven't done that in a while.
I've been at the range lately, and like now I'm just doing drills where I line my ball up and then I'll take my head cover and put it right next to it, so it forces me.
Those drills mess me up.
It fixed me
because like my eyes see it, and that like it makes me like, I don't know, for some reason those drills do not help.
I had to like envision that there was another ball on the inside of the ball that I was playing, and I was trying to hit that ball to be able to stop shanking. That's how messed up my head got. It was so bad. But I had the nastiest par save on a par 3 at a tee shot. I shanked it straight right because there was all water in front of me. Shanked it straight right, hit a P wedge over the trees, dropped it like 15 plus feet right on the fringe, and I drained the par putt. And it was the stupidest par I've ever gotten. And then the same thing happened with my one birdie of the whole time. I hit a tee shot. I sliced the mess out of the ball, hit a absolute moonshot over the trees, back onto the green, and sank the putt. So it was like just stupid. It was so stupid. But I've been focusing on the range. Like, I honestly, like, after playing again, like we played like 70. We're supposed to play 72 holes in the past like the 3 or 4 days they were here, but we ended up only playing like 68 because it rained, right us out for like 4 holes. Like, leaving it again, I was just so mad at myself of how I played, where like now my mental thought is I'm grinding my face off in golf this year. I really am.
I need to get after it. The weather's getting nice. I need to get after it again.
I'm dropping down the number of gym sessions to like 3 to 4 a week, and the rest of the time I'm golfing. I'm gonna grind my face off in golf right now. I'm literally gonna have to figure it out because I play a little decent amount ish, kinda, but I just get so mad every time I'm done playing.
Do you think you're gonna stop getting mad?
No, for sure not. But at least I'll play a little better. I hope. I hope I can play a little better. Like, but then I see some of these pros, and like you saw Rahm shank a ball. It's like, okay, like when is this ever gonna end? Like, I guess it doesn't really end that much. It just happens.
I think I saw a DJ shank one last year too. He shanked one on a par 3.
Oh, I saw. Was it last year? We saw Scotty's bunker shot on that par 5 on number 3, right? As we're talking about. He chunked the mess out of it.
Oh yeah, last year.
Yeah. So I don't think I'm ever gonna not be frustrated, but at least I can probably play a little bit better, so at least I'll enjoy it a little bit more. I don't know. We played some really nice courses, and I was just so mad at myself. It's so hard to like sit there and be like, I'm happy to be here with my family. I'm golfing. I'm excited.
So on the thought, I was just thinking of like weird swings, like causing shanks. Mm-hmm. Did you see the Corn Ferry Tour player that shot a 57?
No.
Cristobal Del Mar, I believe. should have got his name right. But yeah, Cristobal Del Mar, I believe.
Yeah.
They had a before and after of his swing transformation. Back to like 2020, he had the worst hitch in his swing. I mean, it's gonna be hard to describe it.
Yeah.
But he had a huge, like, he got all the way to the top. Like the backswing looked like a kind of normal swing, and then like he had like a hitch, and then he like corrected the hitch on the way down. And like it was,
Almost,
I mean, he's still like a flush shot.
almost like a Matthew Wolf, because he kind of does the same
Not
thing.
really.
I mean, he has
Not,
a weird start.
not that exaggerated.
Yeah,
but
Matthew
it's like
Wolf's
a hitch.
Exaggerated for sure.
But it's a hitch, and his legs aren't as weird as Wolf's are when he starts and whatnot. But yeah, it was a huge hitch, and he still like flushed the shot from like 2020. It was like just like a training session.
Yeah.
And then they showed his transformation to like now, and it's like so much smoother now. And it's crazy that he was like so good with that hitch, though. I mean, oh my gosh.
Honestly, right now, I'm just trying to focus on like that weight transfer to the front and making at least better ball contact. Like, just stop hitting behind the ball so much. And I noticed, like, after the range, like, early on in the range session, I'm absolutely just, like, I'm hitting ball first every time. It feels so smooth. And, like, my dispersion's not as crazy. It's still obviously not going 100% where I want it, but it's still decent.
You don't always hit it where you want it?
No, unfortunately not. And then, like, as, like, the session goes on, I get tired. I try to take like some breaks, which is hard because like I have 100 balls in front of me. I want to keep hitting them, so I try to take a break. But like I notice when I get tired, like I don't really get that weight forward in the swing, and every time that happens, then I throw my hands too early, and then I hit the ball behind the ball. So I'm telling you, this is the year of a couple things, but for me, it's grinding my face off in golf.
Got it. Okay. Well, you need a face to golf, but so good luck with that. But
that's okay.
All right, I think that's all we're gonna have for. All we're gonna have for episode 71. That's gonna do it. Catch us next week. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and join Cactus Golf Club. And we have more giveaways, more live streams coming at the end of the month.
Yeah, we have I don't think I told you. We have some. I'm not gonna say. I'll tell you off air. We have some cool stuff coming. Some limited edition, more limited edition.
It's not even dropped yet, right?
No, it won't be. It's going to be dropped during the live stream, but it's 100% limited edition. There's only here's my only hint to people. There will be 18 of them. That's it.
Golf course?
And once they're gone, they're
holes?
gone. Once they're gone, they're gone. So, all right. See you guys.
Peace.